Hi, welcome back to the Bear Making Basement. Today I need to solve a problem. I have driver's license, debit cards, cash, Missouri boating license, other cash, debit card, drone pilot's license. Where do I keep all this stuff? So I guess there's a thing called a wallet? I might be pronouncing it wrong. That a lot of people carry to keep all this stuff in. I don't know, who knew? So I've got some leather scraps that I have almost no idea how to do anything with them, but maybe I can make one of these fancy contraptions and we'll have a place to carry all this in one pocket instead of who knows where I put it. So I'm going to get started by tracing and cutting out my templates, and I'm really just going to find in this leather, I'm going to try to use it as best I can. Just try to find the best places. I think it might actually be easier to write on this side of the leather. Kind of lay these out. I have all the pieces cut out. They line up pretty well. So now it's time for some contact cement. You apply it to both pieces, let it dry, get tacky, and then press them together. So we'll do that. Also, while I'm working, I just shout out to Because We Make podcast that I'm listening to. Vincent and Ethan are the normal hosts. Right now they're interviewing Peter Brown, another awesome YouTuber. So if you like podcasts about making stuff or just creativity in general, I definitely recommend it. I got the two separate kind of pocket compartments glued up. This one is not wide enough. Like, I can't get a card all the way in there because I put too much glue too far in. So I think what I'm going to do, let me see. Yeah, I've got room here that I can make this whole thing wider. I'll probably just make it come out to this part so that I have more space in there, because I'm going to need to fit more than one card in each of these, and right now I can't even put one in there. So I'm going to recut these and glue those, and then we'll pick up from there. Okay, so now I've got the two pieces that actually work together. These cards will slot down in there, and then there'll be another pocket there when this attaches to that. So now I need to glue this piece on here. And I've already marked where I need to get the contact cement on this piece. So I'll just go around the edge. I need to mark how far up to go over here. And then do that. Pocket for money. Pockets for cards. Seems like it's gonna work. But to reinforce all this, I need to stitch it together, which is actually the part that I'm 100% not sure about. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Normally what you would have is a, I think it's a stitching chisel, which essentially has like, instead of an awl that has one point, it's like a, like that. So it's kind of like a pitchfork that you would use so you can stitch evenly spaced holes in a straight line. So I don't have that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a straight edge and just kind of eyeball. I'm going to use an X-Acto knife just to kind of score a line. And then the tricky part is going to be, oh crap, I need to stitch this. Haha! Well, that's probably going to be a pain in the butt, but it's got to be done. Okay, so we've got all the lines scored. The tricky part is going to be keeping the holes evenly spaced, but see what we can do. Using an awl and poking through there, the holes don't look that great. And especially on the back side, it's black, so it's probably not going to show up very well on camera. But it doesn't look great. So I went through and I used just a ballpoint pen to put an indentation, so I have them kind of evenly spaced out, so I know where to go. And then I've got just a tiny little drill bit, and I'm going to drill out the holes. And for this part so I probably should have attached these two pockets to this pocket so that I could stitch this on here beforehand, because now it's going to be a pain in the butt. However, I've got it marked, and I'm just going to put I think a thin piece of wood in there to back these holes, and try to be very careful to go through this leather and the wood and not this leather, so I don't end up with holes in the back of the wallet here. I'm going to try to be very careful. My money is on I have two that are poking through but not all the way through. So we'll see how I do. Tiny drill bit. So the holes are all drilled. I actually ended up not going through the back at all, not even poking through a little bit, so that's a bonus. Surprised myself there. So now it's been recommended to me that I use waxed thread, as I mentioned. Again, don't have any of that, and I want to use orange, just because favorite color is orange, so why not? And I think it'll look nice. I saw Morley from Yellrum blog, I'll link his YouTube channel down below. He did a notebook cover in leather that he stitched with red leather. And that's when I asked him, I was like, hey, can you just use any color thread for that, or what's the business? So, and it's when he said I should use the waxed thread, and I was like, well, I don't have that, and I want to use orange. So, good advice. What I'm gonna do, because he said what he's done is just use beeswax and run thread like through the beeswax to wax it. I don't have any beeswax either. I have paste wax, so I thought it might work. So I'm gonna get some paste wax built up on this shop towel, like so. And then I am essentially just going to run this thread through it. Again, no idea if this is gonna work. Okay, so I just wanted to explain real quick how I'm doing the stitching on here, because I know it's not like a normal leather stitch, because I'm only doing it with one thread, I think you're supposed to use two. Anyway, so what I've been doing is, so I'm coming out of this hole right now. So I'm going to skip this one and go through this one. And then I'll come back up through this one. So it's just kind of doing an every other. And I know very little about stitching, what stitches are called, how you're supposed to stitch things. So there might be a term for how to do this, or how I'm doing it, or this pattern, or whatever. But I don't know what it is. And it's just kind of the way that I've figured out to do it. I've been improvising pretty much this whole project, so I figured, why stop at the stitching? Okay, so like you can see here on these, I don't have the same pattern that I do around the edge, and even up here, like, it doesn't look the same. But that's because I was kind of figuring it out as I went. No, this wall is for me. I'm not making it for anybody. I'm not trying to sell it. I'm just trying to get some experience doing this sort of thing, seeing if I enjoy it, which so far I am. And if so, then down the road I might get the tools to do it properly and actually make something that doesn't look all janky. All right. That looks not half bad. And we have a wallet. I think it'll even work for its design purpose. Get some cash in there for like the one occasion this year that I have cash on me. Put my license in there. Random cards. Oh, Missouri boating license that I mentioned before. I don't really need to carry this with me all the time, but I don't know. It was in my pocket, so why not put it in here? Drone license. You know, funny, I got my Missouri boating license because you need a boating license to boat. There, we go to a cabin, Lake the Ozarks, every so often, and I wanted to rent a jet ski, and I had to get that before I could. So I spent like 6 hours over the weekend we were there learning all this stuff to get my boating license, got my boating license, and now I can jet ski whenever I'm in Missouri. So I'm a winner. But everything fits in here, does what it's supposed to do. Again, I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to leather working. Everything I know, I've pretty much learned from 3 people. Ethan Carter Designs on Instagram and here on YouTube. Morley from Yell Room Blog, also on Instagram and here on YouTube. And then Colt at Bearded Cuttlefish. I don't know if he's on YouTube, but he's definitely on Instagram. So I'll put links to their stuff down in the description if you want to learn how to actually do leather. Definitely check out their content because they know a lot more about it than I do. And I barely applied anything I learned from them in this. I was just winging it. So, but it came out like I wanted it to. Black, orange thread, holds everything, fits in my pocket. Whether I want to put it in my front or back pocket, it fits. I don't have to keep things in my sock or my hat rolled up my sleeve like a weird guy from the 80s anymore. So, that's a win. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you want to support me in what I do, I am on Patreon now. I'll leave a link to that down in the description also. I really appreciate that. Otherwise, you know, stay home. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Be great. Finger guns? I guess that was something.